Oh, he slipped over.
Hello guys, welcome back to Sports Corner GH. My name is Adam. In today's video, we are going to talk about West Ham versus Fulham and also the performance from Mohammed Kudus amongst many others. So guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you very much and may God richly bless you. So guys, quickly, let's jump into it and talk about West Ham versus Fulham. Now, before the game started, you would notice that West Ham has won only one game in their last 6 games. And they have any chance of qualifying for Europe. That means they need to start picking up points. Because the likes of Manchester United and Newcastle picked up points yesterday. So currently, West Ham sit 8th on the English Premier League table looking at today's result, which is not looking too well for West Ham. And if they have to even look for another chance of qualifying for Europe, that means they have to beat Bayer Leverkusen, where they lost 2-0 in the first leg. I mean, let's see what would happen. Now, let's jump into today's game. In today's game, David Moyes did something different from what we usually see West Ham play. He played 2 strikers. He played Antonio as the main striker and Danny Ings as an auxiliary striker. Normally, when you play 2 strikers, you would hope that they'll play closely to each other so that there'll be that link-up play and also they can create chances for each other. But then that didn't happen with West Ham. In the first half, what we noticed was that Michail Antonio was drifting to the wide areas, allowing Danny Ings play through the middle. And it really didn't work for West Ham in the first half. In fact, they considered too early in the first half, looking at individual errors from the likes of Mavropanos, Ayew, and also Paqueta. Today, Paqueta was just overdoing. In fact, there were times that I felt like he would have made that simple pass, but then he was trying to make all his passes complicated, and that was bringing West Ham down. It wasn't really working for West Ham in almost all areas. And today, Mavropanos was really poor. If you look at their defensive setup, Mavropanos combining the word Ayew didn't really work because it was poor performance from both centre-backs. They kept on giving the ball away. Their clearances was not decisive. It was as if they were passing. And it was so poor. It really, diminished the way West Ham decided to play in that game. Now, one would be asking, how did Mohammed Kudus fare in that game? Now, football is a team sport. So if the whole team doesn't really perform well, it's, somehow throw a light on the performance of even the star player. Mohammed Kudus did what he could do, but I thought in that game, what I saw from Mohammed Kudus, he was the only one trying to do something other than, giving the ball away. If you see, he kept on trying to be positive, trying to go forward. And one thing I noticed about Mohammed Kudus' game today for West Ham was that Mohammed Kudus is so strong. Mohammed Kudus does not just fall down for cheap fouls. He is so strong. He could be pushed by 3 other players and Mohammed Kudus will fall down, pick up himself and give a pass. He was so strong, and I love that about Mohammed Kudus. But then today, his performance was not enough to give West Ham the full 3 points. It was just not enough. And you can see Mohammed Kudus' performance numbers right on your screen, the statistics and everything. It wasn't enough. Mohammed Kudus is our star boy. We would be happy if West Ham win. That means people would not throw more light on Mohammed Kudus' performance. But then one other incident happened in that game. A West Ham player, a very young academy boy, came into the game. He was playing quite well, and in less than 5 minutes, he got involved in a nasty tackle where he had to be picked out through a stretcher, which was so bad. It was really bad. But then, through sportsmanship, everyone was clapping and we wished that player a speedy recovery. George Ete. But guys, Mohammed Kudus' performance today wasn't bad in my own opinion. I felt like the whole West Ham team is still performing bad. There is something wrong with their performance today. And I think that spans from them changing from what they used to play to what they play today. That 2 strikers that they played today really didn't work. Danny Ings and Michail Antonio playing together didn't really work. And I hope David Moyes go back to the drawing board and do things differently, because if they don't do that, they might not play in Europe next season. Now let's move away from that and talk about Jordan Ayew, who featured for Crystal Palace today against Liverpool. He did not start the game, but then Crystal Palace today performed shockingly because in the first half, they were able to score Liverpool, and they defended so well today. And I think most people would be shocked at the way, Liverpool are losing games, because in the Champions League, because in the Europa League, Liverpool lost to Atalanta in the first leg at home. And again at home, Crystal Palace It's making life difficult for Liverpool. And I mean, people would be looking at this game and be wondering if Liverpool can really, compete in the EPL to win the title race. I mean, it's so difficult. We all thought Arsenal were the ones who were going to find it difficult, but then Liverpool are finding things difficult. And in that game, Jordan Ayew came in the 68th minute. You can see his player statistics right here on your screen. Jordan Ayew came in the 68th minute. And I understand why the coach decided to bring Jordan Ayew from the bench, because in previous games, Jordan Ayew doesn't play the full 90 minutes. He normally starts the game and within the 70th minutes he's substituted. But this time around, they wanted his experience in that game, looking at the fact that they were leading already and they needed to defend the game. And Jordan Ayew came in and did his bit. But then Jordan Ayew's performance in numbers, you can see is right here on the screen, kind courtesy of SofaScore. Lastly, let's talk about Jospeh Paintsil. Now, Jospeh Paintsil plays in the MLS for LA Galaxy, as we already know. And LA Galaxy played a football match against Vancouver Whitecaps, where they won by 3-1. In that game, Jospeh Paintsil scored a goal and gave an assist. So far this season, he has scored 3 goals and given 3 assists. And he is in LA Galaxy as a designated player, doing so well. And I think this is a good start for Jospeh Paintsil with his life in the MLS, doing so well, scoring goals, giving assists, as he used to do when he was playing. When he was playing for his club side in Oxygen. I mean, he's doing the same thing in the MLS. And I mean, Jospeh Paintsil, the sky is the limit. I hear people saying that because he went to the MLS, he might not get Black Star call-up. You keep on hearing those things. I mean, there is already an outstanding beef between Otoado and then Jospeh Paintsil. So I won't be surprised if he even doesn't end the call-up. Whether he's even playing Real Madrid, I won't be surprised if he doesn't end the call-up. But then, the fact that he's performing is worth mentioning. The fact that right now he's performing, is worth mentioning. So guys, let me know your thoughts about the performances of Mohammed Kudus, who, in my opinion, today has been brilliant for West Ham. Like, if you're looking for one West Ham player who today was the star man of that scene, it was Mohammed Kudus. Like, every other player was just, chasing shadows. Mohammed Kudus and Fabianski were, top performance today. They really, really did well. But the rest of the team, they really, really need to go back to the drawing. But I don't know if it's because of the fixtures that players. I think the players are fatigued, because today the mistakes from West Ham was just over too much. It was just too much. Now, let me also know your thoughts about Jospeh Paintsil. What are your thoughts about Jospeh Paintsil, and also that of Jordan Ayew, featured for Crystal Palace against Liverpool? Let me know your thoughts about their performances. Thanks for joining me. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.